Welcome to another episode of A More Excellent You. This is part 3 of our series on imposter syndrome. In part 1, we talked about what imposter syndrome really is. And in part 2, we talked about what imposter syndrome is not. So make sure to click the links in the notification box to watch both part 1 and part 2. Today, in part 3, we'll be discussing why imposter syndrome happens. Imposter syndrome does not come from nowhere, it has roots. Usually, there is always a deeper story. So, if we understand imposter syndrome properly, we don't need to ask, how do I stop feeling this way? We just need to ask, where did this thinking come from? I want us to understand that imposter syndrome is often a learned pattern. We were usually not born like that, which means that through experiences, through expectations, through relationships and environments, our minds have learned certain beliefs about worth, success, failure, and belonging. And these beliefs, they don't have to be spoken directly, but they have been absorbed. And once they have been absorbed and become part of our internal system, they begin to influence how we respond. So, root one, achievement-based worth, which is one major root of imposter syndrome. This happens when a person learns to connect their value to performance. Maybe as a child, you are praised mainly when you did well. The danger is that achievement becomes more than something you do, it becomes who you are. So when you succeed, you feel temporarily safe. But when you struggle, you feel threatened. Root 2, perfectionism. Perfectionism creates the belief that mistakes are unacceptable. A perfectionist believes that if something is not perfect, it's embarrassing. And if they don't know something, they should hide it. If they make a mistake, people will lose respect for them. This creates a very dangerous relationship with growth because growth requires imperfection. But perfectionism does not allow you to be in the process. It wants you to appear complete before you have grown, which is just not possible. Root 3, comparison. Many times we feel like imposters because we're constantly measuring ourselves against others. We compare someone else's confidence with our own insecurity. We compare someone else's polished result with our own messy process. We compare someone else's strength with our own weakness. But comparison is often always unfair because it uses incomplete information, which is the visible part of the other person. Comparison makes you feel like you're the only one learning, which is rarely true. Many people are growing privately while appearing confident in public. Root 4, being different in the room. Imposter syndrome can also happen when you're in a space where you feel different. You may be the first person in your family to enter a certain profession. You may be from a different background in the space where you are. You may speak differently. You may think differently. And when you feel different, your mind begins to interpret that difference as deficiency. You may begin to think, I don't sound like them. I don't have their background. I didn't come from where they came from. then your mind turns that into, oh, maybe I don't belong here. But being different does not mean you're undeserving. Actually, being different may mean that you bring a different perspective into the room. Route 5, being in an environment that punishes mistakes. Sometimes imposter syndrome develops because of the environment where mistakes were not handled well. When someone experiences this over and over again, they begin to fear being evaluated, not because they are unwilling to learn, but because learning has been associated with shame. Correction should develop people, not destroy them. Feedback should guide people, not humiliate them. Yes, mistakes should be addressed, but they shouldn't be used to define a person's worth. So ask yourself, question 1, when did I first start feeling like I need to prove myself? 2, what do I know or what have I learned about mistakes? 3, was I praised mainly for achievements? 4, do I feel safe being a beginner? 5, do I compare myself frequently? 6, do I feel safe being different in a room? 7, do I connect my identity to shame? Remember, imposter syndrome is usually learned. And if it is learned, it can also be unlearned. You can learn that you are good in the process without being a fraud. You can learn that you belong in the room while you're becoming. I hope you have found this useful. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.